Okay, nerds and nerdettes, we're back for another episode of Nerd Talk. Last couple of episodes have been Smash ones, talking about character speculation, but I want this to basically be just a general, nerd discussion uh, collection of videos, not just Smash or just video games. We're talking about another video game today, but before we get started with that, I'd like to ask you guys to like, comment, and subscribe, and to give your thoughts on how the videos are, give feedback, bad, good, whatever. These videos in particular are supposed to be sort of like almost debates, pretty much. I like to argue with people on the internet, and that's what these arguments are all about, or these videos, excuse me. Of course, in a civil manner, of course. It's fun to debate. It's another thing to argue, of course. So, I do have a new mic coming, by the way, just to update you guys. Better one. One that'd be much more geared towards these types of videos. But the good news is, I did find a perfect little screen recorder for these types, so we got that covered until Bandicam comes through. It's probably going to take a minute, I know. With Bandicam and crap, it's just that, it's, look at the shape of the world, man. What can I tell you? It's all going to shit. But with all that in mind, long-ass intro, let's start the discussion here, because today's topic is an interesting one, nerds and nerdettes. We are talking about Pikmin 2, of course. We're talking about a very specific character from Pikmin 2. And one more thing before we get started, just want to let you know, I'm not going to script these. It's more fun, I think, if they aren't scripted, because it just helps the the whole debate. Like it's supposed to be a corresponding debate sort of thing. I'm just coming in with my own opinions and stuff, and the research I have in my head right now. I'm not going to script these, not going to go through all that. Not these types of videos. That's sort of the whole point of them, is to have them unscripted, so I can talk more freely and potentially misstep my words just in case, so that way you guys have a point to argue. That's sort of the whole point of a debate. That's what makes it fun. In this case, we're talking about Pikmin 2's famous ending. Spoiler warning, if you haven't played the game, Louie is the one who has caused the company to go into debt by eating golden Pikmin carrots. I'm sure most hardcore Nintendo fans already know this, but just for the few that potentially don't, there you go. But there's a bunch of people out there that are saying that he's more malicious than that, even. So let's go over the points we have about this particular character. He's a very unique one in the grand scheme of Nintendo and even video games as a whole. We know that he grew up with just his grandma, according to the Piccolopedia. We know that he was very fond of bugs growing up, and that his grandma used to make him eat bugs, so he became very obsessed with bugs, just naturally, just a really weird, really bad living environment, sounds like. Almost makes you feel bad for this fictional character. Yeah, it sounds like he did not have a very normal childhood, to say the least. Sounds like he had a very interesting one, and not in a good way, which has led to him growing up now, and as a employee of Hockatate Fright, he's going after bugs on the Pikmin planet Earth. He's cooking them. He's telling us how to cook them, and he obviously knows a great deal about them. Maybe not as much of the science as Olimar does, but he definitely knows a thing or two about bugs, and he can surely tell you how to make one into a really disgusting food item. Keep this in mind. He's obsessed with bugs, and he's very much he has been raised by his grandmother to eat bugs and play with bugs, so keep this in mind. Now, if you haven't played to the middle of the game, eventually, when you get to like the halfway point in the game, when you get most of the treasures like halfway through, you get your first major debt set off. You leave the Pikmin planet, and you accidentally leave poor Louie behind. Olimar does, and you come back with the president of Hockatate Fright. You and him team up to gather a bunch of treasure and to save Louie. It takes quite a while to go through some pretty fucking hard-ass shit. Pikmin 2's got a really bad difficulty spike, a little bit off topic. But once you finally do get through that last cave there, you finally get to the final part of the last cave, and holy god. Especially if you have arachnophobia like me, man. It's pretty scary when you're a kid. He comes out, the big spider, the tiny weevil, he comes out, he's got all the weapons, he can do damage to virtually all your Pikmin types in various ways. The final boss, I'm sure. And then, you have Louie kidnapped by it, right? Like, it's kidnapped Louie. The point of contingency here is that a lot of people have come up with the theory that Louie is actually controlling the Titan Weevil, that it's all very much intentional. He's controlling it, he's causing Olimar and the President to be attacked by it because it's his doing, he's controlling it. And knowing that he has very much attachment to bugs and such is supposed to be credence and evidence towards this. And then in Pikmin 3, he's just unwilling to cooperate with the I forget what Alf, Brittany, and Charlie's race is called. Kopies or something? He's just refusing to cooperate with them, right? Eventually he gets away. He steals all their food that they've collected, and Charlie's rubber ducky, for some reason, I guess he thought it was treasure. That makes sense. What doesn't make sense is that he blows up after the fact. He runs out of there, then Louie just sort of... I've never understood that. I guess Louie is officially a electrode. He's got that sort of gene pool in him, I guess. Don't know how. But, point is, he definitely has weird powers. He definitely has an obsession with bugs. And that's sort of, where the fan theory comes in, is he has all that going from. There are some arguments, of course, against it. You have the whole, Louie's too brain dead, he's too ditzy, he's too quiet. It's the quiet types you gotta watch out for oftentimes, man. Maybe not always, maybe not so strictly, but oftentimes the quiet ones are definitely, they're quiet because they're thinking, that's the whole thing. And what Louie's thinking, especially if Vlad, look at this right here, this is the intro of the game, I believe. He's always got these quizzical looks, he's always got this sort of evil glare to him. I don't know, man. I don't know if I 100% agree with the evil Louie theory when it comes to him controlling the Titan Weevil and whatnot. But it's clear that he's had evil intentions before. He did eat those golden Pikmin carrots. He blamed it all on a ravenous space bunny, which I suppose are real because why else would a professional company believe that shit? That's actually a theory in of itself. That's some scary shit. Ravenous space bunnies out there in space, man. Of course, that's not what happened. Louie ate them, but the fact that they believed them is the cause for alarm for me. A little bit off topic again, but ultimately, at the end of the day, Louie's definitely got some interesting characteristics. He's definitely had an interesting childhood, and a new Pikmin type is also another credence to this mystery. They're only available in the caves. Bulbmen is what they're called. They're basically a cross between, the traditional Bulblorb enemies of the series and the Pikmin themselves. And they're only found in the caves. And we couldn't get to control them in Pikmin 1, so very good chance that Louie was the only reason they were able to pick those Bulbmen up. I think usually the first time you see them, it is when you still got Louie with you. President you can still do it to President, so maybe it's just all credence, Maybe they just follow. I always assume that the Pikmin just follow Olimar's bulb. That's why they're so connected to him initially. It's because of the little bulb. President has it too. Louie has it too. So we're all like, "Oh, follow the bulb." That's the boss. That's just a theory in itself. Yeah, I think this is a very interesting topic. Definitely one people have covered more, probably covered better. We've had research and stuff. But this is just you want to get my ideas, my thoughts across on it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think Louie being evil is a very likely thing. I really want to see a Pikmin 4 because I want to explore that more because I believe the secret ending of Pikmin 3 has Louie falling back onto the planet. So I guess we're going to have to go back after Louie again. I don't know if that's official. I don't know if that's like something Nintendo endorses or if that's just another fan theory in of itself. Maybe it is, maybe it ain't. Uh, there's also a lot of contingency as to whether or not Louie was possessed by some sort of creature on the planet. I'm against this idea. I think it's very clear that Louie had ulterior motives before he got anywhere near PNF 404. I think it's not just from the facial expressions like you see here, but from he ate the picnic carrots. He had malicious intent. Of course, it's just a guy. It's a little bit of a jump to go from stealing, food you shouldn't eat to becoming a fucking murderer of your friends. But it is a bit of a jump. But at the same time, evil people tend to start small. It always starts off with serial killers always starts off with a small animal. Eventually, it gets bigger and bigger. With Louie. One day you're eating golden pick carrots. Next day you're firing turret blasts at your friend. And I have to wonder if what's going on with the Pikmin ecosystem, just as a slightly off topic, but since we're talking about Pikmin, it's on my mind, might as well go for it. There's a huge plot point. Not plot point, there's a huge plot hole in Pikmin 2. Olimar immediately comes home from PNF 404 at the beginning of Pikmin 2, right? Immediately, he gets there, it's literally a direct sequel, it's literally the same, it's that close. He comes back home, and the president, all that stuff goes down with Octave Fright, the company's going under, Olimar's gotta go back. When he goes back, the planet's changed, right? Now, when he leaves without Louie, right, he goes all the way back to Octave Fright to pick up the president and, get more stuff ready. Stuff like that, get supplies, I'm sure, and stuff. Shouldn't the planet have, changed again? Because that's the explanation. The planet changed so drastically between Pikmin 1 and 2, because that's just how fast the environment changes there. Again, PNF 4 seems to be Earth, obviously. Probably post-nuclear, most likely. Makes sense as to why the weather's all crazy in that sense. But why did it not occur the second time? It's a big plot hole. Did Louie have something to do with it, nerds and nerdettes? I have no idea. Louie could easily be the next big brain. He could be the next Darth Jar Jar, pretty much. He can be. He's the true Phantom Menace. He's hiding out there. He's waiting for his time to strike, nerds and nerdettes. That's what I think Louie is. In all seriousness, yeah, I genuinely think the evil Louie theory has a lot going for it. I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't think it's fully, endorsed. Louie does seem to be a willing partner of Olimar throughout Pikmin 3's logs. I mean, definitely, looking out for himself first and foremost, but Louie does seem to be trying, at least, to help out. So, maybe he was possessed. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe, or maybe, Louie had something to do with it the whole time. Louie sabotaged Olimar's engine in the first game? Potentially? I don't know. I don't know if Olimar and Louie really knew each other before Pikmin 2. And it seems like they're not particularly close, even by Pikmin 3. I think it seems more like Olimar just sort of forgets Louie's there because he's so quiet. He even says that in his log entries, right? So who knows how long they know each other. Louie could have easily, potentially sabotaged Olimar's ship. Fucked up something with it, hoping that would steer off into something, i.e. that asteroid. Because obviously Louie didn't cause the ship turning into the asteroid. That was either Olimar's drunk flying, or something bad happened. But I was someone that's literally fought the fucking... apparently Olimar's fought the space pirates from Metroid before. Apparently it's the same universe, Or, not the same universe, but apparently he's fought those same creatures. Different universe, but same creatures, right? Or at the very least, he fought space pirates of some sort before Olimar's fought. It seems that a man with that much experience now, where he's literally going off and fighting people, basically almost like a professional smuggler, going off and fighting people, I don't think they'd be stupid enough to fly into an asteroid. Maybe, off chance. I could make a really bad joke about his eyes and driving, but, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it at all. I think something more was most likely going on. His ship was just glitched, or Louie might have sabotaged. As for why, so we can get those golden pick carrots, baby. So we can get those golden pick carrots. That's what it's all about. He wants to have those that food all to himself. if we're not careful, Louie might just be a full-on cannibal. It seems like he really likes meat. And he's down with eating bugs. God knows if Louie wouldn't be against eating his own kind or, further than that. I'll just, hot topic debate, but I think there's a lot of wiggle room here. I think there's a lot of room to talk about this. I think there's a lot of discussion that could be had. Most likely, it's just not the case. Most likely, Louie's just a ditz, and this is all just coincidental. He was captured by a Titan Dweeble. But there's a lot of hints. Even Louie's grandma in the game, in the Pikmin 2 itself, hints that this might be very well the case. I think she has a log. I can't remember exactly what it is. But I do believe she has a log talking about it. Yeah, very, very interesting one. I love Pikmin. It's a game series that doesn't get enough love. Very fun game. And Louie's an awesome character. Wish he got to Smash, actually. We'll talk more about that in the Smash discussion videos when we get to him. I really do hope that Pikmin 4 does happen. And when it does, it gives us more insight into this. If this is something Nintendo is actually going for, maybe it's a story point they're trying to build up now. Maybe it wasn't the case before, but now it is. Or maybe it was always intended. Or maybe Nintendo, being Nintendo, decided to pull a cheeky move and purposely make it Fury fodder, pretty much, so we could be discussing and making videos like this. Don't know, nerds and nerdettes. I'd like to know your opinions about whether or not Louie is actually evil and was controlling Titan Dweeble. Potentially more about my own little personal theory here of him sabotaging Olimar's ship in the comments down below. And give a like if you liked, give a dislike if you disliked, even though a dislike button's pretty much gone. You can still do it. I can take criticism. I really don't know why YouTube got rid of that damn button. So stupid. YouTube's been doing a lot of bad stuff lately, but that's a discussion for another time. Nerds and nerdettes. For now, that is the Louie theory. And, yeah, I hope we can get some good discussion off this. Until next time, nerds and nerdettes, I'm going to have to ask you to take care.